Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy Vinny Warstein, and today we're going to talk about something that's been going on with my Reddit post here I made about Starlink. And the reason that I came to Reddit with the post, I just want to let you know, is because I've been contacting Starlink customer support for months now, and they've been giving me a runaround telling me that, oh, your internet's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. Before they told me there was something wrong with my router, so they said, oh, okay, well, there's something wrong with your router, so we'll send you a new one. So they offered to send me a refurbished router. So then I was still having problems, and I realized it wasn't the router. So I made another ticket, and I said, "Hey, listen, man, like something's still going on with my uploads to Twitch. Like, it doesn't appear to be the router." And they said, "Okay, well, we're gonna send you a brand new dish." So they sent me. It's not brand new, by the way. It's a Gen 2 dishy. It was refurbished, used. It came in a box, dirty, and obviously you could tell it was refurbished. It even said on the shipping order that it was refurbished. Obviously, I'm happy for that because it is better than my Gen 1 dish, but it didn't resolve the issue, and it seemed like, to me now, when I look back, they're just dancing around the issue that's actually going on here, which is that they don't want you uploading to Twitch. And I've said this a bunch, and I've got a lot of people who are replying and saying, "Yep, I've had similar problems," and I've just been insulted by one particular person. But honestly, I don't really care. So let's go in and well, I care that the people are agreeing with me. Thank you, I appreciate it, because this is obviously a problem, and we're going to get to the root of what it is. But first, I'm just going to provide some evidence. We're just going to make this one short and sweet compared to the last video. So here we go. We got here's a post I made to Twitter that shared some of the Twitch inspector tests that I did. These are live uploads to my Twitch channel, and this thing just monitors them as long as they're running. So as you can see here, I had this alternate ISP run through the same private network that I was using with my Starlink. So this is a private VPN that I referred to in the past as a less popular VPN, because it is a less popular VPN, but it's also very secure VPN. So what happens is, here we get ISP2 to the VPN, and it's uploading to Twitch. So I only have one unstable event, as you'll see right here. It goes from 1 hour to 9.4 hours, and it's 23 seconds. So this is caused from internet droppage in the middle of the night, which is usually when my tower resets. So it dropped and just kept going for 9.4 hours with zero issues, by the way. Zero issues, and you can see the graph right here. It's just a beautiful straight line, and just amazing. So 9.4 hours, stable connections, no kicks, no shenanigans. The problem with this is that that's very low bandwidth, and it's just the stream isn't that great. Like upon closer inspection, I made some adjustments. It does look pretty good, but I still think that this is just way too low, because the maximum allowed bitrate for a non-partner is 6,000 kilobytes a second, so I'm really using only a quarter of that. So now let's move on to the next section here, which is when I'm using my Starlink with the exact same VPN that I'm using here, and you're going to see that it's kicking off. At most it's holding a connection for 1.1 hour. That's all that it's holding, and aside from that, it's going quite badly. So there's lots of unstable events. This was only at I believe 3,500 kilobytes a second, or it might have been 2,500. I think I lowered it for this test. I should have recorded that, so sorry about that. But it's under 4,000. It's somewhere under there, which should be totally fine for Starlink, and I can actually do a quick speed test to show you that. But I'll show you some other data that'll corroborate that as well. So what we have here is the test seen in the video. So the test in the video, they all had unstable events. This unstable event was actually when I ended the stream, and this was with the VPN. This one was with the popular VPN, so it shows that it was unstable for 5 seconds. Actually, the bitrate was just like all over the place, and then this one was the raw connection, which was just very poor. So let's move on to the next picture. So this is the private, less popular VPN stable connection with one small dip, as you see right here, as seen in the YouTube video, strong connection before kick. So you see we got a nice flat line. It's a little wavy, but not too bad. And this is at 3,500, and then it dips down, and then it goes back to 3,500. So this is, they don't know I'm connecting to Twitch. I'm connecting to a VPN. They're allowing me to connect to the VPN, and then this is where I end the stream. So you can see it's a little bit unstable there. So What we're going to do is move on to the last picture in this group, and here we have the graph from the second ISP that I use, which is a fixed wireless what is it called, through the air internet, and it's using the save VPN. It's going to Twitch, so no drops kicks in 9.2 hours at this time. As you can see in the final picture, there was 9.4 hours, but just a couple little tiny itty bitty dips. But aside from that, the line is like perfect, absolutely straight. So that's going to show you what's going on there. Obviously, it's not the VPN that's causing the problem, because the VPN, when used with a different internet service, is absolutely solid. It's not causing any problems. So let's go ahead, and this is my actual up-to-date live Twitch inspector test that I've done. So what you see here is this was one I ran overnight last night. I tried to just maximize the bandwidth. I said I'm going to try and get my full 6,000. Let's see how Starlink behaves. So as you can see, the longest point I got was 5 hours, and we had several points where the stream became unstable, even though it's not dipping too low. But one thing you're going to notice in this picture here is that it only ever drops to 2,000. So what's going on here? Why is it dropping to 2,000? So does that mean I should be streaming at 2,000? Is that all the bandwidth I'm getting is 2,000? Well, I wish I did speed tests for this to show you, but there's never a situation where I should be dropping to 2,000. As you can see over here, there's no drops to 2,000, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're getting these drops to 2,000. They also seem to be extremely consistent. You see that? 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000 on the mark. That's not coincidence. That's happening on purpose, all right? This is something that's done on purpose. Stuff like this, well, you could say, well, that's probably just a drop in the service, right? And you're not really going to notice that. The FPS stays pretty close, but when you get these 2,000s repeatedly over and over again, then there must be something going on there. And then you see 2,000, and this time it's unstable. So anyways, that's a quite a long test that I did there. So let's go back and let's look at what happened in the beginning. So this was one in the beginning. And as you see, we're going, and 2,000 are the spikes that we're seeing there. Wow, isn't that something? So let's go back again, and let's look at what happened when I tried to stream with just the raw. And I only did this for a very short time because it was so bad that I just didn't want it. So as you can see, this line is totally scuffed. It's all over the place. It shows that my FPS are 60, but still, what is this? It is nothing like the other one. As you can see in the other one, it was completely straight, and then it had random spikes. So what are those spikes? Well, that's in what I would say is Starlink going, oh, okay, well, he's connected to this VPN. We're not going to throttle him to this VPN, but we'll just make the service shoddy because we don't really know what he's doing. So, yeah, that's a theory. Whatever, you can say what you want, but that is exactly what it looks like is happening. And as you can see, when you have no VPN, there's no shot that you're going to hit the 6,000. So, you know what I mean? Like it goes over there, and like I said before, it goes over when it's trying to make up. So let's go over here. And let's go back and let's look at some of the other tests I ran. So I did one for 30 minutes here. As you can see, this one is quite wavy, but doesn't ever dip to 2,000, you're going to notice. And then let's go here and look at, there was a good one here. So this one was actually pretty nice, but what I wanted to do is show you what happens if I stream below 2,000. Just have to try and find this here, so bear with me for a second here. There's a lot of them, but I did them in either 30 minutes or 1 hour. I'm looking for the one that was really low bandwidth here, so 2.4 hours. 2.4 hours at 1,000. So this is a Starlink connection at 2.4 hours with 1,000. So look at that. Wow, 1,000 is just like, it's almost a perfectly straight line. I believe this was with the VPN as well. So as you can see, it's not booting me off if I'm uploading only 1,000. It has no problem with that. So I wish I could find this one more quickly, but basically I had an alternate one where it was 1,000. And I slowly went up to 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, and basically what happened was, over time, you're going to notice that it just degrades, and it frequently either will kick you down to 1,000 or it'll kick you down to 2,000, and it does that very consistently. There's constant spikes. It's super annoying. So Yeah, and even on the 2000, you can see here I had one stable event, but it seemed to work out pretty well. So that was pretty nice. So let's just move on from that. I can share more of these tests if you want. Just message me and I'll send them to you. But here we go. So now I want to get into the next thing that we're talking about, and it's something called paid prioritization. So paid prioritization, commonly spoken of in terms of fast lanes, paid prioritization is when online companies pay ISPs to give their data traffic preferential treatment. Now I have no evidence to say, okay, well they're getting paid treatment from YouTube, and YouTube wants their streaming service to be better, and Twitch is we want them out of the picture. So give the bandwidth to us, and we want to have Twitch lagging. So that's not what I think is happening here. I think what's more happening is that Twitch is very popular. You get a lot of people who get their Starlink fired up. They finally get that chance to stream on Twitch, like myself, because there's lots of people like myself who have wanted to do this for years but couldn't, and now Starlink has given them that option. But unfortunately, they realize that it's tying up the bandwidth, and that's what I think is happening. They're probably never going to ever admit it, and I'll tell you why. Is because they don't have to. They don't have to because they're protected by laws, and we're going to get into that right now. So there you have it. It's totally legal to do this, by the way. You can paid prioritization is legal in North America. This is not an illegal thing. They can do this. So yeah. So let's move on to the next thing. So internet throttling and VPN. So, will a VPN stop ISP throttling? Yes, a VPN will stop ISP throttling, as it will hide the content you are viewing from your ISP. Your ISP can't throttle your internet connection across all services, so if it can't see what you are doing, it won't throttle any. See, that's the thing, is that the thing I tried to explain in the last video that some people seem to miss the point is that if you're connecting to Twitch, then it automatically knows. It's probably pre-programmed. We're talking about computers here. We're not talking about people at the computer go, oh, this guy connected to Twitch. Look at that. No, it's a program. It says they know the IPs. There's only a certain set number of IPs that you're going to connect to when you're streaming to Twitch, or servers rather, and they just block them, or they do this really strange throttling where they kick you down to 1 megabyte over and over again instead of just putting you at 1 megabyte. You understand? So what's going on here is these guys are just throttling certain connections. So and I've proven that also because when I use the Express VPN, I'm going to expose what it is now. Express VPN is a very popular VPN. Another one is Nord. I haven't tried Nord, but I want to. But Express VPN, all their protocols, well, you can bet your ass that Starlink has a whole list of all of them, and they know exactly all the servers that are going on there. And what they're going to do is they're going to go and they're going to block all of them. So they're not going to necessarily block them, like you can still connect, but what's going on is they're going to throttle them. They're going to go, okay, well, you're connecting to this, you're probably up to something suspicious, and then we know what these networks are, so you're being throttled. And the evidence is there. It's completely shown, because when I switched to my VPN that I said, again, is lesser known, which I'm going to reveal right now, is called Bitdefender VPN. So Bitdefender is an antivirus company, and they offer a VPN service. Not a lot of people take it because it's quite expensive, so I took it because I thought, why not? So, and then I tried it, and what do you know, it works really good. Really good. So let's move on now and look at net neutrality, because I had one guy say to me, oh, that's illegal. They can't do that. It's against net neutrality laws. Well, I don't know if you were paying attention to the news in 2018, my friend, but net neutrality has officially been repealed. Here's how that could affect you. So I'm going to give you the gist of this. This is an article. I'll link all this stuff in the, anything I can. I can't link to Twitch Inspector because that's private information, but what I can show you is these articles. So what we have here is the net neutrality laws, meaning that before this was overturned, there was a law that said, well, you cannot favor other companies' traffic, and you can't cut off certain services' traffic because that's just not fair. You can't do that. So then some guys came along and they said, hey, you know what? We need to do that. We need to give the ISPs freedom to change over, who they want to prefer. So, if an ISP is closely related to Netflix and they don't like Hulu, then they can say, Hulu, let's give them limited bandwidth, and the guys on Netflix can have 4K HD. And, it's the same with streaming services. We don't really like Mixer, but we think that YouTube is up and coming, and they're also a billion dollar company. So let's just give them the benefit of the doubt here, give them the internet traffic, and anybody who wants to connect to Mixer is screwed. And the same with Twitch and everything. And yeah, you could say it's conspiracy theory. This isn't conspiracy theory. This is business. I've worked in business. I'm 34 years old. I worked in the car business, especially. And if you want to see what people are like behind closed doors, well, then there you go. They don't really give a shit about you. They just care about maximizing their assets that they have available to them, and they care about maximizing how they're going to profit off of the stuff that they have. So what I mean by that is that, say that they have all these a limited number of satellites that we're obviously still in beta for Starlink, so I'm not ragging on them that hard. Obviously, they need to make adjustments to make sure that their service can still be provided without it being totally overloaded. So the way that they're doing that right now is just getting rid of popular upload things. So you guys get that? It's not conspiracy theory. It's not just out there. I have proof to show you that it's happening. So what more do you need, really? And I'm just telling you, again, I'm going to reiterate, I'm not ragging on Starlink. There's potential that this could go away once they get more bandwidth secured for more customers and they catch up, because right now they're really behind. And for whatever reason, I don't want to get into it. I don't really care that much. But what I do care about is that I was told I get unlimited access to the internet, and I'm not getting it. And when I try to contact customer support, they tell me that I'm not being throttled. They don't throttle, and it's a problem with my internet. It's a problem with my router. Here's some new shit, so I'm running up on my roof. I'm changing stuff, and there you go, guys. I've been given the runaround for months, and I finally just messaged them, and I said, hey, listen, I know you're throttling my connection, so can you please just stop that? I'll use it responsibly. I'd really like to do that. And they messaged me back. They said, oh, we don't ever throttle. We don't throttle anything. Okay, well, yeah. So I messaged them back, and I said, and they closed the ticket, by the way. But I reopened it, and I said, okay, listen, I know that you're throttling it, because when I connect with a verified personal network or a VPN, is what happens is I'm not getting throttled. So, but it seems like you don't like that I'm connected to that for too long. So, anyways, there you go, guys. A lot of people, this is one guy in particular really bugged me, saying I'm brain damaged, an idiot. You know what, man? I know what I'm talking about, and I appreciate even just harsh feedback like that, because it motivated me to do some more research and really figure out what's going on here. So listen, what they're doing is totally legal. There's nothing we can really do about it, but it is whatever it is, man. I'd like to see a change. The main change I'd like to see is I'd like to see Starlink say, hey, listen, we have limited accessibility to certain online services, specifically pertaining to upload, in order to circumvent bogging down on our network or something along those lines. I just want clarity. I paid $600 for this. I've wasted months trying to get this figured out so that I can stream properly, and guess what? It's just not working. It's almost like they were giving me the hush, 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 hush. Here's some new stuff. So I'm pretty sick of that. So let's get some clarity. Just tell us the truth. If you want to throttle certain services, if you want to do that, then make it clear. It should be in the privacy policy. It should be in the terms of service. It should be made clear up front, so that people say, "Wow, I'm going to stream on Twitch. Here's my $600. I get this thing. Wow, this Twitch stream sucks." You know what I mean? So yeah, all right, guys. So whatever. I made my point. You get it. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Don't get Starlink for Twitch streaming. It's great for downloading. The download is superb. It's amazing. But for Twitch streaming, it's absolute dog water. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.